Savannah stared at the crumpled note in her hand, the ink smudged from her tears. We can't do this anymore. She's gone. Her phone buzzed relentlessly. Missed calls from her parents, aunts, uncles, but she already knew. They'd left Grandma at the bustling Atlanta airport terminal, alone with her suitcase and fading memories, claiming it was for the best, because her dementia had become too burdensome. But Savannah's heart shattered not just from the abandonment, but from the unspoken truth. This was their revenge, a final strike against her for being who she was. She drove through the rain-slicked streets of suburban Georgia, her mind a whirlwind of rage and guilt. How could they? Grandma raised them all, sacrificed everything, and now this? Because I love Scarlett? Because I won't pretend anymore? The betrayal burned deep. Her family had always whispered about her phase. But after she came out last Christmas, the whispers turned to shouts. Her father had slammed the door, her mother had cried about eternal damnation, and her siblings had sided with the parents, fearing the social fallout in their tight-knit Baptist community. Savannah had been the black sheep, the one who dared to live authentically, and now Grandma paid the price. Arriving at the airport, Savannah spotted her immediately, Grandma Eleanor sitting on a bench, clutching her purse like a lifeline, her eyes vacant yet searching. "Savvy? Is that you?" the old woman murmured as Savannah knelt before her. "They said you'd come. They always said you were the strong one." Savannah hugged her tightly, whispering apologies for a family that didn't deserve forgiveness. But inside, doubt gnawed. Was this my fault? If I'd stayed in the closet, would she be safe at home now? They drove back to Savannah's small apartment in Midtown Atlanta, where Scarlett waited anxiously. Scarlett, with her fiery red hair and unyielding spirit, had been Savannah's anchor through the storm. They'd met 2 years ago at a local LGBTQ support group, bonding over shared stories of rejection. Scarlett's family had disowned her outright when she was 18, forcing her to build a life from scratch. "This is insane," Scarlett said, helping Grandma settle into the guest room. "Your family just dumped her? Like trash." Savannah nodded, her voice breaking. "They called it mercy. Said a nursing home was too expensive, and since I'm the sinner, I shouldn't inherit anything anyway. But Grandma, she always defended me. Remember that time she told Mom to shut up about God's plan?" The memory brought a fleeting smile, but the pain resurfaced quickly. Why me? Why drag her into this war? That night, as Grandma slept fitfully, Savannah and Scarlett sat on the couch, hands clasped. "We can't afford this," Savannah admitted. "My job at the bookstore barely covers rent. How do we care for her?" Scarlett squeezed her hand. "We'll figure it out. Together. But you need to confront them. This isn't just about Grandma. It's about erasing you." Savannah's mind raced with scenarios. Storming her parents' house, demanding answers, or worse, cutting ties forever. The moral weight pressed down. Family loyalty versus self-preservation. In the quiet hours she pondered the choices. Fight for justice and risk more alienation, or swallow the hurt to keep some semblance of peace. But peace felt like surrender, and surrender meant betraying herself. The next morning, a lawyer's call changed everything. "Miss Thompson, this is regarding your grandmother's estate. She's updated her will." Savannah's breath caught. Grandma, in a lucid moment months ago, had rewritten it all, leaving her entire fortune, the family home, savings, everything to Savannah. The shock rippled through her. They abandoned her, thinking they'd inherit it all. Now it's mine. But the victory tasted bitter. Her family would explode, accusing her of manipulation, of using Grandma's vulnerability. The internal conflict intensified. Accept the inheritance and fuel the war, or reject it to prove her morality. As news spread, the calls turned vicious. Her brother texted, "You poisoned her mind. This is theft." Her mother wailed over voicemail about divine retribution. Savannah paced the apartment, Scarlett by her side. "This is your chance," Scarlett urged. "Use it to build a life where we don't hide." But Savannah hesitated, torn between empowerment and the guilt of profiting from pain. Is this justice or revenge? Am I no better than them? The drama escalated when her aunt showed up unannounced, banging on the door. "Give it back. She's not in her right mind." The confrontation was raw. Accusations flew, old wounds reopened. Savannah stood firm, but inside the doubt festered. Had coming out been worth this family implosion? Grandma, overhearing the chaos, pulled Savannah aside. I did it for you, child. Because they never saw you, the real you. Her words pierced, forcing Savannah to confront her deepest fear. That love, her love for Scarlett, was both her strength and her curse in a world that demanded conformity. The inheritance news ignited a firestorm. Savannah's family convened an emergency meeting at her parents' sprawling house in the Atlanta suburbs, the same place where holidays had once been filled with laughter, but now echoed with judgment. She arrived alone, leaving Scarlett behind to avoid more fuel for their bigotry. I have to face this head-on, she thought, steeling herself against the inevitable barrage. Her father opened the door, his face a mask of controlled fury. Come in. We need to talk. Inside, the room felt like a courtroom. Her mother sat weeping, siblings glared, aunts and uncles murmured prayers. This is wrong, her father began, slamming the will's copy on the table. Mom was coerced. You took advantage of her confusion. Savannah's heart pounded. Coerced? I wasn't even there when she changed it. But voicing that would only escalate things. Instead, she replied calmly, Grandma knew what she was doing. She told me herself she wanted me to have it because you all abandoned her. The word abandoned hung heavy, sparking outrage. Her sister Emily jumped in. We didn't abandon her. We were protecting the family from your lifestyle. How can we explain to our kids why Aunt Savvy lives in sin? The homophobia stung, a familiar poison. Savannah's mind flashed to Scarlett, waiting at home, probably pacing with worry. She's worth every fight, but at what cost? The moral dilemma deepened. Defend her identity and lose her family forever, or compromise to salvage scraps of connection. As arguments flew, her uncle chimed in. Society won't accept this. Think of the church, what will pastors say? You're tearing us apart. Savannah felt the weight of societal expectations crushing her. In America, where progress clashed with tradition, her love was still a battleground. Why must I pay for their prejudices? She countered. This isn't about society. It's about what Grandma wanted. She saw me when none of you did. But doubt crept in. Was she using the inheritance as a shield, or truly honoring Grandma's wishes? Leaving the meeting, Savannah drove aimlessly, tears blurring the highway. If I keep it, I'm the villain in their story. If I give it up, I'm betraying myself and Scarlett. Back home, Scarlett enveloped her in a hug. They don't define you, she whispered. But the pressure mounted when Scarlett confessed her own struggles. My job's on the line. The boss heard about us, small-town gossip travels. We need that money. The revelation hit hard. Their relationship wasn't just personal. It was a societal target, forcing constant defenses. Days blurred into tension-filled nights. Grandma's health declined, her lucid moments rare but poignant. One evening she gripped Savannah's hand. Don't let them break you, Savvy. Love is love. Those words fueled Savannah's resolve, but betrayal loomed when Emily called, offering a truce. Sign it over and we'll take Mom back. No more drama. The offer tempted, relieve the caregiving burden, mend fences, but it reeked of manipulation. Is peace worth denying my truth? Scarlett argued against it. That's blackmail. They'd never accept us anyway. The conflict peaked at a family dinner Scarlett insisted on attending. I'm part of this now, she said firmly. The table was a minefield, subtle digs about unnatural choices, prayers for Savannah's salvation. Scarlett held her ground, sharing her story of disownment. I lost everything for being me. Don't make Savannah pay the same. But her brother sneered. That's your choice. Don't drag us down. The evening ended in shouts, with Savannah's mother collapsing in hysterics. Driving home, Savannah questioned everything. Am I selfish for holding on? Or brave? Grandma's fortune included the old family farm in rural Georgia, a place of childhood memories now tainted. Visiting it alone, Savannah wandered the fields, inner turmoil raging. This could be our future, Scarlett and me, free from judgment. But at the price of family bonds? A call from the lawyer interrupted. Contests to the will were filed, claiming undue influence. The legal battle loomed, promising more pain. Savannah confided in Scarlett that night. I feel like I'm drowning in their hate. Scarlett's response was fierce. Then let's fight. For us, for Grandma. Yet as weeks passed, cracks appeared. Scarlett grew distant, overwhelmed by the chaos. I love you, but this is destroying us, she admitted one night. The admission shattered Savannah. Is our love strong enough to withstand this? The societal pressures, family betrayals, and moral quandaries piled up, forcing her to choose. Cling to the inheritance and risk losing Scarlett, or let go and face poverty with integrity. The lawsuit dragged on, turning family ties into legal warfare. Savannah hired a modest attorney with the little savings she had, while her relatives pooled resources for a high-powered firm. Court dates loomed like storm clouds over Atlanta's skyline. This isn't what Grandma wanted, Savannah thought during sleepless nights, replaying memories of her grandmother's quiet support, slipping Pride Parade flyers under her door, whispering encouragement when others condemned. But now that support was weaponized against her. Scarlett stood by, but the strain showed. We're barely sleeping, she confessed over coffee one morning. And work. They're sidelining me because of the distractions. The discrimination stung. Scarlett's marketing job in a conservative firm viewed their relationship as a liability. Savannah's guilt swelled. My family's hate is spilling over, hurting her too. The moral tightrope tightened. Fight for the inheritance to secure their future, or drop it to spare Scarlett more pain. A pivotal hearing arrived. In the sterile courtroom, her father testified. Savannah influenced Mom during her weak moments. She's always been rebellious. The words cut deep, reducing her identity to a flaw. When it was her turn, Savannah spoke from the heart. Grandma saw the real me, a granddaughter who loved her unconditionally. You abandoned her because you couldn't accept me. The judge's impassive face offered no clues, but the family's glares burned. Am I winning justice or just prolonging the agony? Post-hearing, betrayal struck closer. Emily, her once close sister, leaked private texts to local gossip sites, painting Savannah as a greedy opportunist exploiting an elderly woman for her deviant lifestyle. The online backlash exploded. Hate comments flooded Savannah's social media, from church groups decrying her sin, to strangers questioning her morality. Society's mirror is cruel, she reflected, scrolling through the vitriol. Scarlett shielded her as best she could, but the damage seeped in. We can't let this define us, Scarlett urged, but her voice wavered. Grandma's condition worsened, requiring hospital visits that drained their resources. One night in the waiting room, Savannah confronted her inner demons. If I win, do I become the monster they say I am? If I lose, what then? Back to scraping by, hiding our love? Scarlett's patience frayed during an argument. Sometimes I wonder if this fight is worth it. We're losing ourselves. The words hung like a guillotine, forcing Savannah to question their bond under pressure. Seeking solace, Savannah visited an old friend from the support group, Mia, who had navigated similar family rifts. It's not just about money, Mia said. It's about validation. But remember, validation from bigots is worthless. The advice resonated, yet doubt lingered. Back home, a package arrived. Anonymously sent photos of Scarlett with an X, time-stamped recently. Paranoia spiked. Is this family sabotage? Or is Scarlett pulling away? Confronting her, Scarlett denied it vehemently. It's fake. They're trying to break us. But the seed of mistrust sprouted, adding relational drama to the mix. The turning point came during Grandma's brief lucidity in the hospital. Fight for what's right, Savvy, she whispered. But don't lose your soul. Inspired, Savannah proposed a settlement. Keep the farm for Grandma's care, divide the rest. Her family rejected it outright, demanding full surrender. The refusal hardened her. No more compromises. Yet, as court resumed, a whistleblower, her cousin, revealed the family's plot to institutionalize Grandma prematurely for the inheritance. The exposure shifted tides, but at a cost. Her cousin was ostracized, mirroring Savannah's own fate. Scarlett, witnessing the toll, suggested therapy. We need help processing this. Sessions unearthed buried traumas, Savannah's fear of abandonment, Scarlett's resentment from her past. I feel like a casualty in your war, Scarlett admitted tearfully. The vulnerability mended some fractures, but societal whispers persisted. Neighbors stared, jobs discriminated subtly. Is love enough in a world that hates it? Savannah pondered, deciding to push forward despite the risks. As the case intensified, media caught wind. A local news story framed it as a family feud over gay rights and greed. Protests formed outside court, some supporting LGBTQ equality, others condemning moral decay. Savannah became an unwilling symbol, her personal pain publicized. This isn't my choice, she thought, but the exposure forced growth, embracing her identity publicly despite the backlash. With the trial nearing verdict, tensions boiled over. Savannah's family ramped up attacks, hiring private investigators to dig dirt, old emails, social posts, anything to discredit her. One evening, her father showed up at the apartment uninvited. "End this now," he pleaded, his voice cracking for the first time. "For Mom's sake." But beneath the plea lurked ultimatum. Disavow Scarlett, return to the fold or lose everything. He's offering redemption on their terms, Savannah realized, her heart aching for the father she once idolized. Rejecting him felt like severing a limb. Scarlett overheard, sparking a fierce debate. "Don't you dare consider it," she said, eyes flashing. "That would kill us." The pressure tested their love. Savannah's loyalty divided between past and present. Choose family and betray my heart, or choose Scarlett and embrace isolation. The moral crossroads loomed large, each path laced with regret. Grandma passed quietly that night, slipping away in her sleep. The loss hit like a tidal wave, amplifying every conflict. At the funeral, division reigned. Savannah and Scarlett sat apart from the family, whispers of intruders circulating. Her mother's eulogy omitted any mention of Savannah's role in Grandma's final days, erasing her contributions. Rage simmered. They stole her legacy even in death. But grief softened edges, prompting inner reflection. Was the fight worth her peace? Post-funeral, the wills contest intensified. Evidence mounted in Savannah's favor. The cousin's testimony, Grandma's recorded statements affirming her choices. Yet victory felt hollow without Grandma. Scarlett, grieving too, proposed eloping. "Let's start fresh, away from this poison." The idea tempted, but fleeing meant abandoning the fight. Run and admit defeat, or stay and claim what's mine. Betrayal peaked when Scarlett confessed a momentary doubt. "I reached out to my ex for advice, nothing more. But the photos, they twisted it." The admission rocked Savannah. Trust fractured under stress. "How could you?" she cried, feeling the weight of isolation. Reconciliation followed tearful talks, but scars remained. "Love isn't immune to damage," she acknowledged. The verdict day arrived. The judge ruled in Savannah's favor. The will stood, inheritance hers. Cheers from supporters contrasted family sobs. Her father approached post-ruling. "You've destroyed us." His words echoed her fears. Had she become the destroyer? Accepting the fortune meant security for her and Scarlett, but at the price of eternal enmity. Relocating to the farm offered respite, but ghosts lingered. Savannah renovated it into a haven, inviting LGBTQ youth for support groups, a tribute to Grandma. Scarlett thrived there, their bond strengthening amid nature's calm. Yet societal backlash persisted. Local petitions to protect family values, anonymous threats. Progress demands sacrifice, Savannah mused, weighing the costs. As months passed, healing began. A letter from Emily arrived, tentative olive branch. "I miss my sister." Hope flickered, but caution prevailed. Forgiveness or trap? Scarlett warned against it, fearing more hurt. The decision tormented. Reopen wounds for reconciliation, or protect their peace. Life on the farm brought tentative stability, but undercurrents of drama persisted. Savannah invested part of the inheritance in community outreach, turning the property into a safe space for queer individuals facing family rejection. Much like her own story, Scarlett partnered in the venture, their relationship blossoming amid purpose. Yet, old wounds festered. Anonymous calls harassed them, echoing societal disdain. "We've won the battle, but the war rages," Savannah thought, questioning if true acceptance was possible. A surprise visit from her mother shattered the calm. "I was wrong," she admitted tearfully on the porch. "Seeing you with Scarlett. It's real love." The confession cracked Savannah's defenses, years of pain surfacing. Believe her and risk betrayal again? Or shut the door forever? Scarlett watched warily, her own traumas resurfacing. The reunion was tentative, laced with apologies and awkward silences. But progress, Her mother attended a support meeting, witnessing stories of loss mirroring Savannah's. However, not all mended easily. Her father remained distant, siblings divided. Emily reconciled, sharing regrets. I followed the crowd. Forgive me. The process unearthed mired emotions. Savannah's anger at years lost, Scarlett's skepticism. Healing demands vulnerability, but at what risk? A family gathering tested waters. Tense conversations about faith versus love, prejudices challenged. Breakthroughs occurred, her brother admitting curiosity about LGBTQ issues, but setbacks followed, like Uncle's boycott. Internally, Savannah grappled with the inheritance's burden. Did I deserve it? Or was it Grandma's final rebellion? Donating portions to charities eased guilt, but moral debates lingered. Scarlett faced her demons too, confronting her ex's role in the photo scandal, revealing it as family-orchestrated sabotage. The truth mended trust but highlighted vulnerabilities. Our love is resilient, yet fragile in a hostile world. Climax built when a national article featured their story, sparking debates on inheritance, LGBTQ rights, and family dynamics. Support poured in, but so did hate, protests at the farm gates. Savannah stood firm, addressing crowds. Love isn't a choice. Hate is. The stance empowered but exhausted. Am I a hero or just surviving? As seasons changed, growth emerged. Her family, piecemeal, integrated, holidays shared cautiously, prejudices softening through exposure. Scarlett proposed marriage under the farm's oak tree, a symbol of endurance. Yes, Savannah whispered, tears of joy mingling with sorrow for losses endured. Yet closure evaded. Reflecting on Grandma's abandonment and the chain of events, Savannah pondered the ethical maze. Abandonments, betrayals, redemptions. The journey taught harsh lessons. Love's cost in a divided society. Was Savannah right to fight for the inheritance, or should she have surrendered for family peace?